Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it like ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, like a motherfucking smack addict. And as you can tell by that thumbnail right there, yes, indeed, I'm going to write graffiti all over this bus. And we're going to talk about, in Menudo style in direct fashion, one Cain Velasquez, the two-time UFC World Heavyweight Champion, and what he's found himself caught up in. Now, I know it's not breaking news. I know it's out there. I know a lot of people are discussing it and talking about it, but I wanted to give you my little opinion on the situation, tell you the story from my perspective, from my view on what's going on with it. And of course, I know it was broke on several other channels, and that's fine and dandy, said the Candyman, man, but tell him the truth. I'll still end up knocking the boots. You feel me? So let's get right into it. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Cain Velasquez. First and foremost, my ultimate, utmost respects go to this man. Straight up out of Sanjose, you know, not really being from the city of Sanjose, born and raised, yet dwelling in the city of Sanjose, where you have to strive to survive, man, where it gets very real fast. You know, anyone that's from the city of Sanjose knows, man, out there, the wiggleization is real, right? In a Menudo style, in direct fashion, motherfuckers is getting with the program out there in Sanjose, and this guy trained out of San Jose. He wasn't in the streets like that. He wasn't affiliated with gang members, man. He wasn't pushing that agenda. But at the same time, this man by no means was any punk, any sucker, any bitch, right? This is Cain Velasquez we're talking about here, man. This man, like I said, is a two-time UFC champion, a well-trained, oiled machine, okay? You got to understand, when a lot of these people dedicate themselves to fighting the fight game, this is their profession, this is how they get that bolsita, this is how they get that bag, man. These motherfuckers is killers, okay? These guys are well-oiled, okay? Well-trained, ready for action, ready for whatever. We can do whatever. You know what I mean? On some E40 shit, they're ready for whatever. Okay, and that's how Cain Velasquez proceeded in life. A very stable, family-orientated man who just wanted to go out there, get his bag. He already had the fame. He already had the glory. He already had two belts, you know what I mean? Mexicano style. He already did that brown and proud, just like it said on his chest, brown pride, and carried the gente on his back. You see, before that, prior to that, we as a people, as raza, Chicanos, Mexicanos, Latinos, period, oh my, right? We never have had a world champion the caliber of Cain Velasquez up until that point. You know, of course, now we've had Brandon Moreno and a couple other individuals, but prior to that, we had never really had someone the caliber of Cain Velasquez, and he took the world by storm. He gained notoriety doing what he did, you know, going in there and capturing the World Heavyweight Championship in the UFC, which is a very respected sport, you know, very respected, what can I say? You know, a class of sports that's bar none, man. It's up to par in what it does. Everybody knows this. Okay, but that's not all his life entails. Okay, when you're living out there in the streets of San Jose, man, shit gets wild sometimes, and you never know what life brings you. And what happened this past week is life brought him to a motherfucking freeway where there was a truck in front of him, and he had a 40 cal, Bangladesh style, and he was bucking. Allegedly, so they say, that he chased this truck down and started bucking on this guy, okay? Now, there's a backstory to it, and I'm sure you guys have heard the backstory. And Menudo, we're going to talk about the backstory right here. The word on the curb is, and the word that they're putting out is that this guy that he was chasing, who was actually with his father and another gentleman in the truck, was actually accused of touching one of Cain Velasquez's younger family members, okay? Someone that was 10 years old. Now, the way that I heard it and the way it goes is this kid was actually going to some type of daycare. You know, and when you leave your kids at a daycare, when anyone leaves their kids at a daycare, man, you're actually leaving them in the people's, you know, you're trusting these people with your children. You know, I know myself, it's hard for me to trust anyone around my children, even family. You don't know what's going on there when you're not there. So shit could get crazy. Motherfuckers could be tender-toeing and shit could get weird. Now, of course, at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, this was a very well-respected child daycare where they were dropping this kid off, one of his family members. And unbeknownst to him, Cain Velasquez and that family member, that there had been a lot of allegations with the woman who was actually directing, who was running this daycare, her son. Okay, and her son wasn't like it was her little son. This baboso was 40 years plus in age, and his last name was Galarte, or was it Galarte? Something like that. Galardi. Orale. He's a joto. Either way, okay, he had been accused on several occasions of doing heinous things, with these youngsters, right? Of course, I don't want to go into the details of what he was saying because I don't condone that shit right here in Gunners Collective. We don't talk about that. But at the end of the day, this is what this man was accused of, and he should be eradicated for that. Now, period. It's neither here or there for me to say whether this Vato was guilty or not, if he really did it. But hey, Sasuke, when there's 100 fucking allegations, 100, Sasuke 100, bang, bang, Ben Franklin style. When Ben Franklin style is hanging over your head, okay, maybe once, okay, Sasuke, maybe, the wind's blowing, we're going to let that pass be. We don't know. 2, you know what I mean, at the same time. 3, usually it strikes you fucking out. But anything plus to 100, come on, man. This guy should have been gone and far away from this area. But of course, his mother running this, he had full action at doing whatever his sick mind chose to do. Okay? But he did it to the wrong man's kid or the wrong man's family. And see, that's what happens in life. You never know. You could be fucking cruising. Cruise with you. You could be doing your thing. Hit a supermarket one time for your mind. You're at Winco Foods like, fuck it, man. I'm about to get me a motherfucking some honey buns or whoop. And you bump into a Heina and Spanson, man. You know what I mean? Even though she's in the wrong, it's like, and then you choose to call her a bitch or something. Next thing you know, she's bringing her son and it's, hey, brother, it's Hogan. You're like, oh, Lord, this motherfucker's ripping his shirt off and ready to hit you with the leg drop. You just never know in life who you're going to run into and who you're fucking with and who you're talking bad to. Not everybody knows everybody and what they're capable of. And this is what happened in this case. Unbeknownst to this guy, it was Cain Velasquez, the 2-time world heavyweight champion, vicious, tenacious, vicious fighters, family member. And see, Cain Velasquez and being Latino, okay, we got a certain flavor, a certain way about ourselves for the most part. Most of us do. If something happens to my family, we're very family oriented. We got a lot of pride, a lot of warrior in us, and we're down for our familia. Now, if something happens to my family, oh, you didn't motherfucking know? World War IV is cracking. We're going to skip World War III. We're just going to go right into the Ford, right? Bang, bang. You know what I mean? Straight up, there's going to be repercussions for actions. I'm going to feel some type of way. And no, yes, us Mexicanos, Chicanos, we're not waiting for the court of law to handle their business because for the most part, man, what happens is vatos like that get to wiggle. Probation, ankle monitors, which this guy was on an ankle monitor. Okay, we're going to get to that. But vatos like to wiggle. So we take shit into our own hands. So the fucking question on that thumbnail is he justified? To me, the gun, bang, bang, exclusively. Right here, I'll tell you. Oh, like a motherfucker, right? Yes, I believe it is justified. Now, I believe taking vigilante things into your own hands and doing it the way you want to do it. Of course, that's why laws are set in place. You're not supposed to go do that. We all know that. Okay, bang. At the end of the day, man, you're supposed to fucking follow the law, rules and regulations. And oh, yeah, beep, beep, boop, boop. Okay, but again, when it's your own family, when you're put in that situation, man, when it's your own people's and something heinous is happening to them, something like this, not all of us are thinking the same way. Okay, I know I would have been on Cain Velasquez's hype. I would have been the same way. I would have chased the motherfucker down and bucked him with the 40 cal too. Okay, so this is what his way of thinking was, man. Nah, I'm going to handle my business. You ain't going to just be fucking disrespecting my familia, and you're not going to be touching our children. Period, plain and simple. I will go to do life behind this. Now, let's get to what happened that fateful day. So what happened this past week is Cain Velasquez actually went to this individual's house looking for him, this Harry Gallardi, or whatever his name is. And he was actually, I guess, supposedly in a truck with his father heading to go get this ankle monitor put on his leg, which was the criteria for him being out on bail for these accusations of what he was doing to these children. Like I said, there were 100+ accusations. This shit got them by Wilson. So you should have called me. I'll show you how to do real nice. Anyways, okay, and Cain wasn't going out like that. As soon as Cain Velasquez heard this information, he immediately went to the guy's house to approach him, to jam him up. Probably to put fucking fingertips and boots on him, to let him know what time it was. Of course, legally, he was brandishing a weapon legally in his car. He had a license to carry. He's a citizen. It wasn't like Cain Velasquez is a gang member or was affiliated or was out there doing wrong, man. He's actually a citizen. He actually has rights. And yes, he did have a 40 cal one time for your mentality. Just in case shit got icky, sticky, beautiful cover girl, he was able to cover his shit. So he actually approached this guy's house and he caught this guy just as this guy was leaving. And a pursuit happened. I believe it was an 11-mile pursuit where he chased him through the town of Milpitas and San Jose on the freeway. According to witnesses, according to people, and I say allegedly because I ain't trying to put nothing on this plate, man, that ain't already there. Allegedly, witnesses said that Cain Velasquez was firing shots into this truck for which the father was hit 2 to 3 times. He's gonna recover. Thinking, don't worry, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Of course, casualties of war. He's an innocent bystander, but he knew his son was a fucking chirujo in the first place. So for him to even have him in the car, make that motherfucker walk to go get the monitor. Sasuke, walk, son of a bitch, and get out of my. When you walk away, make sure you take that with you. Get out of my house. What is a fucking 45-year-old dude doing in his fucking Hefe's house anyway? Anyways, that's beside the point. Point is, Cain Velasquez caught up to him, and firefight ensued from Cain. Okay, of course, people start telling, of course, it's Cain Velasquez. I know because I seen the belt. You know, it was shining. One time for your mind. He gets back to his pad, and of course, they come arrest him. He doesn't fight the feeling, man. He doesn't deny it. He quickly goes to court, you know, his arraignment, and he pleads not guilty. Of course, that's the route you go. Of course, I know he has a lawyer, a fucking good lawyer. So now it's all about free Cain Velasquez. People are out there protesting because they honestly believe it was justified in what he did. Now, me, myself, not liking chirujos and weird motherfuckers like that, I actually believe it is justified. Now, I know in a court of law and according to the law of the land, Charlie, man, you know what I mean? He should get no love, and I thought you knew it, fool. You know how they do it, right? But at the end of the day, man, just like that movie, A Time to Kill, there's certain situations and certain elements in life that you find yourself in where, man, shit just, you know what I mean? Let them have to go. One time for his mind. Let Cain Velasquez go. Free Cain, right? Not necessarily because he's Chicano, because he's of Latin descent, and because he's one of ours, but because the heinous acts that this man inflicted on his family member. It's like temporary insanity. You lose your mente. You lose your mind, man. What do you expect a grown man to do? When someone's harming a child, especially a child, your kid or someone of your family, oh, you're going to feel some type of way. And he felt that type of way that day. And so I was scared that Spence on La Tira, if he had a 40 on him, you know, one time he was lucky it wasn't an AK-47 at your door. No beef, no more. Because he could have went that route. Of course, it was just a 40 cal and he just had to hit a motherfucker one time for his mind. Whatever, allegedly. Anyway, so this is the big news with Cain Velasquez and what's going on. And like I said, it was broke by other channels, and I respect those other channels. I just thought I'd speak on it and give my little opinion. Now, there's other vato that's on the thumbnail that I put. That's the perpetrator. That's the guy who Cain was trying to get. So that's scary. Imagine if Cain got him in the octagon, he'd have had that motherfucker tapping like this. That'd get quick, too. But it happens. You know, in life, like I said, man, you never know who your children are going to be around. So you have to stay aware, gente. You got to stay aware of where you take your kids and who's around them. This fucking weirdo chirujo on the thumbnail, man, thought it for no other reason, man. He should be fondling little boys, man. And at the end of the day, you know, I wish the bullets would have hit him. Spence on La Tira, YouTube. I'm just being honest. I'm just telling the truth. Orale, Mazi. I'm just being real. Okay? So what's going to happen from here? Okay, that's the question. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Cain Velasquez is going to get a bail hearing if he's not getting it today, and he's going to get out. He's going to bail out. Right? He's going to bail out, and he's going to fight this case. Now, depending upon what the jury that gets picked, of course, they're going to pick certain people for this jury, and he's going to fight this case for a while. I highly doubt they're going to offer him a deal because he's looking at 20 plus years. He's got an aggravated attempted murder, concealing of weapons, all kinds of weapon charges, and, you know, chasing people and whatever the case may be, man. There's a whole bunch of charges. I didn't really look into it. I just know the main one that I focused on was the attempted murder. He's going to get a good lawyer. He's probably going to get a good deal. I don't know the history of his violence. I don't know the history of his criminality, meaning I don't know if he has a criminal history. At the end of the day, everything comes into play, man. One thing about the justice system is they're not going to show no favoritism towards anyone, especially a Latino. We know that. It don't matter, man, if you think you're a star, if you've been somebody, you've done something, that you ain't doing that shit now, right? So I was scared. Go hit that SNY one time for your mind, man. Don't become a Zapatista. That's, you know, and that's what's probably going to happen. I'm thinking Cain Velasquez is not going to go unscathed. I'm thinking he's going to do a little bit of tiempo just because they're going to make an example that you can't be wiggling through the streets shooting at occupied vehicles. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are. So if Michael was going, where did you come from, babe? Boom, boom. They'd be like, Charlie. Anyways, it'd be reversed. When it with Michael, he'd be the one driving and getting shot at. I don't know. Like I said, already Michael. I can't call it. But at the end of the day, you know, Cain Velasquez, it seems like he's going to do a little bit of time. You know, I know the people are out there protesting for him, free Cain. I'm actually going to get me a shirt made, man, because I'm right there on that boat, man. I'm going to jump on that banana boat one time. I believe in that. I honestly believe in my raza. I obviously believe in my people, and I believe what he did was justified. I believe I would have did the same thing in that instance. So I don't hate on the man for what he did. Of course, I know it's illegal, and of course, you got to look at the laws of the land. Like I said, at the end of the day, But my feelings and how you feel, you might feel, are two different things. Doesn't make me any better or you any better. It just means we're all opinionated and we all have the right to our own opinions. I think this is America. We have the right to our own opinions, even though I'm doing it brown and proud. Now, if he gets tiempo, people are asking, who's he going to run with? Is he going to run with Norteños because he's from San Jose? Is he going to run with Sureños? They're going to place this man more than likely. Now, I don't know. Cain Velasquez is about his business. He might say, fuck that, general population, not mine. But for the most part, because of his fame and because of his notoriety in this case, they're more than likely going to place him. He's going to be on a soft yard, man. He's going to be on a level 2 yard, or they're going to put him on an SNY yard. And he's going to function as just a regular Mexicano and do his own thing. You know, do I see him function as a Norteño or a Sureño or whatever the case may be? Chale. You know, I don't see the embracement being there on his part. You know, maybe on the northern or the southern part, absolutely. You know, it's another soldado, it's another warrior, man. Get in where you fit in, Sasuke. Hey, watch out, the car's running. Hurry up. We're already warmed up. We're about to bounce. You know what I mean? He can get in anytime he wants. But at the end of the day, I don't think that man rocks that way. But then again, I don't know him personally. So who am I to judge a man or a book by its cover? All I know is he has hands. And the motherfuckers in prison ain't going to want to see them hands. But in there, they got steel. You know, and everyone knows, man, steel sharpens steel and steel hits flesh. One time for your mind, don't matter what kind of hands you have, you better be a fucking knockout artist, which he is, but that's, you know what I mean? Or make motherfuckers tap. Anyways, at the end of the day, this is probably what's going to happen. Do I wish this upon this man? Absolutely not. I believe what he did, man, was done in a moment of anger. It was done in a moment of, you know, self-protection for himself and his familia. He was preserving his family's name. He felt some type of way. Now imagine you're coming home and your sister or whoever it is, you know, I don't know the details to the family member. They're not really releasing too much of it. And they say, hey, you know what, look, guess what, man? Fucking some dude got arrested, man. He touched your nephew. What, bitch? I said, bitch, right? Of course, he's going to jump into S-Bourbon, you know what I mean, and be pushing. And then you see this motherfucker in traffic, getting off one time. You know what I mean? You're just telling the truth. You're just letting him go. And that's what happened here. So I know it's a big situation because who the man is, but this shit happens every single day. There's shootings in traffic, there's shootings in front of stores, you know, but because of the notoriety of who Cain Velasquez is, it's becoming apparent that it's going to be a big case. Now, me, this is what I'm a true believer in. Brown and proud, okay? I believe in my gente, I believe in my people. So I'm going to stand with him irregardless of he was right or wrong. Okay, now if he was a weirdo, I would stand way over there. See, I'd be over there because I wouldn't want no part of that. But I believe he was justified in what he did, and I rock with him. I rock with him right or wrong, no matter what. So I'm telling you right now, from Gunners Collective, it's free Cain Velasquez on mine. If you don't agree, you can hit me with thumbs down, man. I ain't really tripping. You know, at the end of the day, man, that vato got to slipping in the clipping and get to spitting. What would you do, man, if they were touching your kids? Man, you got to protect your children and women. That's just what it is. Okay? So with that being said, I hope that you go out there, that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you get every single thing that you want coming to you in life. You know, I know Cain did. That's why he's a 2-time heavyweight champion of the UFC. He went out there and he got everything he could get. You also can go out there and strive and live your American dream and live your dreams, period, and get whatever you want. But remember, at the end of the day, it's all about protecting your familia, as that vato did, man. It's all about protecting yourself. It's all about getting up, get out there and get something. That's the hardest part of the day, man. Getting your ass up. Drink your little cafe and Sasuke, get out there, man. The chanata's got you going. It's got you going and going and going. Go handle your business. Anyways, man, with that being said, I hope that you like this spiel, man. Hit that thumbs up, like and subscribe. If you don't, you can hit that thumbs down. It's okay. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's all good. Indubitably, we're going to continue to rock forth with the best content we could possibly provide right here from Gunners Collective. Free Cain Velasquez, Sabes Raza. You already know what it is. Stand up, man. We need to back each other's play in this shit one time. You ain't going to touch our kids, weirdos.